morning, you badass motherfuckers. How you doing today, man? I woke up, I'm dancing all over the fucking place, man. Getting on here again, trying to talk all this shit, because I know you motherfuckers like hearing me talk shit. I wonder how many enemies I made with all this shit talking. All you motherfuckers hate hearing this shit. You're like, fuck, but you can't stop listening. Cracking myself up. Anybody else like to crack themselves up, man? Does anybody just like have fun with themselves? Like anybody, right? I woke up this morning and I was just in like a really good mood, right? And I always talk shit because I like to dance a lot. One of these days I want to make a video and it's just gonna have me like dancing. I like to dance, especially when I get in a mood, like when I'm working out or I'm hiking, or even just like this morning, man. I just was like, I listened to my affirmations and I'm just feeling alive. I'm feeling just good. Are you feeling good today? Are you feeling good? Is it a good motherfucking day? Here locally in New Mexico, we didn't get a whole lot of snow overnight, but it's cold as fuck. And they canceled school. Again, they canceled school yesterday for the kids and they canceled school today. And, you know, I love snow days. It's a wonderful thing. But I laugh because I know some people that are out there that are teachers, right? And they're celebrating. They're like, man, yay! Like just so excited because it's a snow day. You gotta go to work. And I remember being like that, which sucks. Again, good morning. Welcome to the It's All On Me, man. We doing this shit. It's all on me, the morning drinking show. I'm your host, Greg Scargo. I've been chronicling, 10 years of fucking transformation, man. Transformation, right? Anybody know what transformation is? Any of you working on some transformation? Taking yourself from this to something greater? Transforming, right? I was the generation of them first fucking Transformers, right? Optimus Prime and Megatron, Decepticons, right? Autobots. And it was the coolest thing, right? Because they would turn from a vehicle or a plane and they transform into a fucking powerful robot. So we transforming, right? And a lot of us, we like that too. That's the fucking cool thing, man. How many of us grew up watching them fucking Transformers? We used to love that shit. And it's like, we talking about transformation here, where a motherfucker like me can go from a drunk motherfucker, stirring up trouble, getting himself in all kinds of fucking legal problems, making bad decisions, being irresponsible in life, to saying, boom, hitting rock bottom, man. And as a man saying, you know what, I can't go on like this. I can't keep living life like this. This shit ain't how it's supposed to be. There has to be something better. There has to be a better way to do life than as a drunk motherfucker everywhere. That's all we used to do. Always good intentions. All we want to do is have fun. That's the problem, right? I think all we want to do is have fun, man. Ever since I was a little kid, I love having fun. But I had someone give me a compliment yesterday. And the compliment was about me coming across as being very resilient, right? Talked about transformation, but now it's about resilience. How many of y'all know what fucking it is to be resilient, right? I guarantee you, everybody hearing my voice, you got some resilience in you because you've been through some fucking shit, haven't you? Right? You've been through some shit. You probably in the middle of some shit right now. And are you someone that's just going to give it up? Right? Or do you just find a way to just fucking one day just keep going? This shit sucks, but you just keep going. Resilience means, man, just no matter what fucking comes your way, you ain't gonna quit. You ain't gonna stop. But we do have seasons where we kind of quit and we kind of give up and we kind of lose our momentum. But we haven't done the ultimate act, which is to fucking blow our brains out, right? We can talk real around here. We probably had those thoughts, right? Slamming a bottle of pills, right? Freaking, I'm just gonna do me in, right? I got a plan. Take myself out. Can't take this pain no more. And it's all about pain, right? It's our pain. I had a very close friend of mine in 2018. Was it 2018? Fuck, man. I think it was 2018 that he took his life. And I remember we were all trying to get him help. Such a good fucking, just a warrior, man. An absolute warrior. The shit that guy had seen in combat as an Army medic. And, but he was just dealing with a lot of pain. He was carrying it around. And those of us around him that were close to him, we knew it. And we had tried a lot of different things. I remember even at the time, I think I was going to church at the time, and I had invited him, and he actually showed up, and it was cool. But we knew he needed more help. And so we tried to get him in a program at the VA. But, shit takes fucking a minute, right? That's why all you motherfuckers that keep believing in government and, democracy, that shit takes too fucking long, man. I try to change some shit up here in town, just working on some committees and all this bullshit, man. And all I ever got was smoking fucking mirrors, man. Bunch of motherfuckers trying to roadblock and bullshit because guess what? I want progress. I got that entrepreneurial spirit where we fucking ask forgiveness. We don't ask permission. We get shit done. And there's times where all these fucking rules in society, they're meant to just stifle growth, stifle progress, right? And that's why all of us get so let down, man. All these motherfuckers giving us all these hopes and dreams and these promises for a better future. Hope, right? Better future. And then what? They don't deliver us nothing but more of the same. More of the fucking same, man. But I know what that pain is, you guys. I've been there. I've been on those dark nights. And this person that gave me that compliment about being resilient, it really felt good, right? It feels good to like be able to reflect and be like, damn, man, I am pretty damn resilient. But I was thinking about it after the fact where I was like, fuck, dude, you know how much it took, you know how much it took for someone to realize the resilience, how much shit I had to put myself through and get out the other side of that, right? Because that's some crazy shit I've been through. I've been through some motherfucking crazy ass shit. And even when I just came on this show, it's crazy how many motherfuckers that they're acquaintances, they're people that know me. They may even say, hey brother, you're my brother. They don't know who the fuck I am. Because guess what? Ain't none of y'all motherfuckers were there on my darkest nights. And guess what? I guarantee you probably none of us, right, have been there on your darkest nights. Those nights where you got to cry yourself to sleep, where you got to comfort yourself and you just want to let go, man. You just want to let go of everything because you're just in so much pain. You're just at such a low place emotionally and mentally and spiritually and physically. And it's just, it's like hope gets fucking dried up. But something gets you through it. Something, right? Is it your faith? Is it the fact that you're a parent? You got some kids? Is it just, something gets you through that shit and get you to sleep, if even any, and you just get up, right? The hope of a new day. We talked a lot about mortality in the last few weeks and just again, man, 5 people every fucking minute, right? Right now, you guys, right now, in this last 10 minutes, right? In this country, in the United States, we got people from all over listening in, but worldwide, it's 7,500 people die an hour, right? So in 10 minutes, that's 750 people around the world that are dying. Think about that. Someone right now is taking their fucking last breath. Like they ain't even just trying to kill themselves. They're like literally in a hospital bed. They're literally just in that last moment of life, man. They're taking their last fucking breath. And here we are taking all that shit for granted. Taking the breath, just the breath of life that we have for granted. And we get so caught up on on all the shit that's going on in our life. And a lot of it's real, man. A lot of us have been through some real shit. A lot of us have been through a real shit, but it's so fucking long ago and it's still fucking with us. And that's trauma, right? And that's that shit that I want to try and inspire you guys to start figuring out in your life. I don't care how fucking big, bad, and tough you are. I guarantee you, man, this whole fucking conversation around trauma, it is such a new thing, you guys. Go out there and look all over the fucking place. There's only a few people that are truly hitting on trauma and how to deal with trauma. I mean, I'm someone, man, I've been doing therapy for it feels like forever. It feels like forever. And even now, in this season that I'm coming out, telling my story, having my ownership, you know, feeling more clear about my intentions and myself than ever before, you guys. I'm doing therapy twice a week. And my therapist trying to cut me back. She's like, "You're good." I'm like, "No, I ain't. No, I'm not. I'm not good." I still need this. I still need this conversation a couple times a week, right? An hour at a time for a couple times a week, just to have someone listen to me that that can scrutinize my thinking, right? From a very objective perspective. That's the thing I get a lot out of therapy, is having someone that ain't gonna bullshit me, right? A lot of your friends, a lot of your confidants that you go to, they might bullshit you because they value your friendship more than they truly value telling you the truth about yourself. They don't want to fucking tell you the truth. And you probably don't want to hear the motherfucking truth. Who was it? Jack Nicholson. You can't handle the truth, can you? You just can't handle it. That's you, right? That was me. That was this motherfucker. He didn't want to handle the truth that this motherfucker is capable of doing some fucking bad shit, right? There's no question. All right, part of me, I'm a fucking savage. I'm a dangerous man, but I've chosen to learn how to control that, because I'd rather have the capability, you guys, to unleash the dogs of war within inside of me to protect myself and those I care for, the people around me, right? Than to be a motherfucking little soft bitch of a man that can't even fucking change a tire, right? That can't even fucking defend his family without calling the cops. Calling the cops. We don't know what to do. Fuck that shit. In this tough world, man, ain't nobody gonna come and rescue you. And I'm talking about men and women alike. You motherfuckers need to get hard. You need to get tough. You need to figure out how to bring out that warrior fucking spirit inside of you. And that don't mean that you're going to go out there and crush people and, you know, create just a fucking trail of destruction, because that's who I used to be. That's this motherfucker. Burning motherfucking people down, burning down life, right? But now I'm giving life, but I have the potential to defend, right? I have the potential. I have it all right here. Boom. Some of y'all motherfuckers think you still got it, but I'm telling you, go look in that mirror, man. If you're a man and you got fucking boobs, you got some tits, and you got a spare tire around your waist, and you can't even run fucking a mile without dying, you ain't got it no more, right? And I hate to humiliate some of you with such clear, graphic description of the state of your fucking being right now. But that's this, it's all on me. You gotta fucking take ownership. And like Nicholas said, you can't handle the truth, can you? Because you make it about me. You make it about this motherfucker that's barking at you motherfuckers, right? Because I've got there. I'm back. And I saw people last night, man. I got my ass off I didn't want to go to the gym last night. Little bitch voice all day. I got distracted, had shit happen yesterday. And I just wanted to skip out. The day got away from me. It's night. The fucking snow was coming down like a blizzard. It's already getting dark. And I'm thinking, man, gym ain't even probably open no more. I'm over it. I'm good. I'm in good shape, man. I don't need to show up. I've been showing up. I've been putting in that work. What's the big deal if I take off a fucking day, right? I can do it. I can take off a day if I want. It don't work like that. I've got goals and dreams to fucking hold myself accountable, right? This is about self taking total fucking ownership, motherfuckers, every day, right? It's about taking total ownership in your life. And I've made a promise to myself, right, that I'm gonna do these daily fucking 5. These daily 5 is what keeps me going. If I start fucking slipping for days and weeks and months, fuck, man, it's done. It's that quick, you guys. When you climb up a mountain in your life, and you've proven to yourself that you can transform. You can go from the lazy motherfucker that has all this negative self-talk, making up all these fucking excuses, right? About the good old days, I got old and I'm 30 something, I'm 40 something, I'm 50 something. That ain't fucking old, man. I was sitting there talking to a 68-year-old man. Dude, that dude is just as fucking ripped as me. I think he just won fucking bodybuilding, yeah, competition. 68 years old. This man looks amazing. I got a picture of him, man. He's throwing the poses and all this shit. I'm like, damn, dude, you look great. And he's over there complimenting me, and I'm like, damn, he's a ski instructor, 68 years old, teaching skiing, getting in the gym. It's like, man, y'all motherfuckers take all this shit for granted. You take it for granted, and you're like, you're middle-aged, right? You're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, you're in your 50s, and you're thinking that you're old. And again, the reason why you think you're old is because you feel old, and the reason why you feel old is you ain't taking care of your fucking self. You are not taking care of yourself. And the thing is, you all know what the fuck you need to do. That's the problem. You all motherfuckers know what you need to do. You don't need me to bark at you to fucking tell you it. But again, some of y'all need to hear this shit. And you need someone like me to do it for you to hopefully inspire you. And I'm grateful for those of you motherfuckers that have been waking up, checking in here, listening to me bark all fucking day, at least in the morning, to just get you going. Here we are in a new month, right? We're already drilling down. This shit don't stop, man. It's almost Friday again. Fuck. This shit don't stop unless you're ready to delete yourself. And I hope that's not your case. I hope instead of going to a bad place, you'd ask for help. You'd hit me up. Let me guide you. Let me be your mentor, man. As an example, I could just, let me just be someone that picks you up, gives you a little pickup, right? Because we all need that from time to time, right? And a lot of times we don't got that. There's been some people that have been coming, reaching out to me, and, I know that in a lot of ways they were just like me. They just didn't have somebody, and they just reaching out to me for different things throughout the day. And, I try my best to be responsive to that. And it don't come with no fucking strings attached, man. There ain't no bullshit over here, right? It's total confidentiality, but there ain't no weird shit happening either, right? I don't have any fucking ulterior motives, right? How many of you motherfuckers got ulterior motives in almost everything you do, right? You got to say, well, what's in it for me? All right, what's in it for me? Right? What the fuck's in it for me other than the fact that I'm someone that gives a fuck? And right here, number 5, making a difference. That's a big part of me. Making a difference in the lives of other people, right? Of making a difference in this community, which is making a difference in the lives of others. Some of us could just make a huge impact just by being an engaged fucking parent. Improving your parenting skills. And that's a tough thing, man. All right. I got 2 kids up there, man. My son is 12. He'll be 13 on the 7th. So I'll have 2 teenagers. And the transformation from them being little kids to being teenagers has been drastic. It's been a big transformation. And those of you that are parents that have raised teenagers, man, we don't got no guidebooks for this shit. There's no perfect plan. 1 minute I was the coolest motherfucker ever, and now it's like not so much. And it's a tough thing, because every season, every year as a parent brings in new challenges. And a lot of times you got to react to this shit. Like, people will tell you, oh, get ready. This is, this will happen. Or when this happens, don't worry. Just stay tough. And then, it'll all come back. and there's a lot of hope in, the future being a little brighter and better. But, there's so many things in this life, you guys, that get us tripped up. And if we're not taking care of ourselves, right? And a lot of us will sacrifice, a lot of us, myself included, I sacrificed myself, right, to fill the role of dad, to fill the role previously of a husband. And the crazy shit about that is that doing either of those in the name of a title, right? You sell yourself out. That is like the worst thing. Like, I don't know where that comes from in our psyche, that somehow, it's like this, it's like, I think maybe it's tied to that sacrificial person, right? Like there's honor. There's honor in being sacrificial, right? Giving up yourself, right? For this other cause. But some of us do it to our own detriment. I mean, how many of you motherfuckers have given up the shit that you love, the shit that makes you feel alive, the shit that makes you wake up in the morning wanting to dance like this motherfucker here this morning, man? I wish I had like a little video. I'd play that shit. You guys would laugh your ass off, man. But that's just the joy. That's what real joy is. And I didn't know that for a lot of years. I wish I could have some of my therapists on here. They'd be like, damn, this dude's come a long fucking ways, a long ways. And it's all transformation. And it's all the way my mind works. I saw one of my fellow colleagues this morning, a teacher, man, celebrating that it's a snow day, because I also see this colleague, kind of griping a lot about the challenge of the profession. Being a teacher, man, it's such a fucking thankless job, you guys. All you motherfuckers that give teachers a hard time, it's like, fuck you. Go try that shit. Y'all motherfuckers can't even handle a couple kids for a few hours, man. You go and try and manage, right? 25, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6-year-olds, right? Go try and do that shit, man, for more than an hour, more or less, fucking week on end, day on end, man. It is so fucking draining, you guys. It takes so much energy. That was the one thing I remember the most about teaching. Fuck, man. I would come back like, you like a lot of you complain, oh, why do you get off all this time and that time? It's like, man, you need that shit. You get fucking drained, and it's a servant, right? It's that servant's heart of giving yourself every fucking day. But you come out of that day like, fuck, man. Get off work at 3:30, and it's like you come home, it's crash and burn. But yeah, you got all these other responsibilities to do. But your energy is so fucking low because, especially because it's like these children need that energy. And a lot of times they're not getting it from where? Home. And y'all motherfuckers point the finger like it's on us, right? But y'all ain't taking your own personal responsibility to be a role model for your children. And these children fucking demonstrate all that bullshit behavior in the classroom, and that shit fucks us up. That's what drains us. So I feel the sentiment of my former colleague, just, celebrating a snow day. I don't have to go to work. Yay. Does anybody else feel that way about your life, your job, where you celebrate not having to go to the fucking job? And that's the fucking checkpoint for you, right? That's the checkpoint where you need to fucking ask yourself, is it really worth it, you guys? And you got to sit there and start writing down this shit. Is it really fucking worth it? Right? Are you so fucking scared to transform, to let go of something that you've been a part of for a long time? Or are you just going to sit there and fucking just say, this is the way it is. I'm too, this is what I know. This is the hand I've been dealt. That shit's bullshit. You can transform yourself into anything, but it takes believing in yourself. It takes examining yourself, that self-discovery that I've been preaching here for over a month now, of really sitting there and journaling your fucking story. What do you love? What do you hate? What do you want and why? You know, that is the fucking overarching thing of your life. For any of you that feel so fucking obligated to just show up, like, I'm obligated, I have to show up, I need my health care, I need my this, I need my that. Bullshit, man. All of that is lies and it's excuses. Because at the end of the day, man, like, the little bit you're clinging to that ain't even making you feel fucking great about life, where you celebrate, yeah, I don't have to go to work today, man. It's like, who are you fucking kidding? You're lying to yourself. You're lying to your fucking self. And you need to grow a spine, man. You need to get to a place where you can start making some tough decisions and taking action on that. And it's like, you got to figure out these relationships in your life, the people you're allowing in your space. Are they bringing you and building you up positively, or are they tearing you down? Right? I posted that shit yesterday about crowds, man. The only motherfucking crowds that leave me better off when I'm around them is nature, them trees, right? The streams, the lakes, the rivers, the fucking wildflowers, the grass, right? That's the biggest crowd I like to be around. All the living things out there, right? Because it gives me something. It energizes me. It recharges me. It makes me appreciate life and appreciate my place on this planet, who I am. And it takes away the fear of thinking, man, I have to do something. I get to do whatever the fuck I want. And so do you. Now, does that mean that you could go and violate somebody else? No, I'm talking about in the context of your own story. Like, if you are currently showing up to a fucking job and giving all this time and energy, giving the best of who you are, and knowing that you're not happy there, right? You dislike your boss, you don't really get along with a lot of your coworkers, you're tired of all the shit talking and backbiting and all the fucking games and bullshit, and you always feel like you're not valued there, right? You always feel uncomfortable having to advocate for your needs, like you need some time off, or whatever it is. And I've been there. I'm speaking from first-hand fucking experience. That, you have the power inside of you to reinvent yourself, to transform yourself. And it may seem fucking impossible right now. It may seem like no way possible. I'm too old. How can I start over again? Man, there's something very powerful about starting over, right? Because guess what? It's starting over. That means you get to write a whole new fucking story. And it's not like you get to throw the old story out. You can learn from it and grow from it and allow it to help, maybe even give you that extra motivation to say, I ain't gonna go back to the person I was. Because if you could actually experience, I wish all of you could just experience for one day, especially if you're in this place of just being unfulfilled in life. I wish you could just experience one day of what your perfect day would be like, mentally, emotionally, physically, just all of this. Like, to just be so fucking happy and excited to wake up and then go and do whatever it is that you're doing. To where when the snow day happens, you're like sad. You're like, no, oh no, this sucks. I don't get to go do my thing that I love to do so much. Instead of celebrating that you're, yay, woohoo, one less day I have to fucking be there. Man, God, man, I can't believe we do this to ourselves. I was there, that drunk motherfucker. And I caught a lot of heat too, because I walked off of teaching. I had these motherfuckers try to guilt trip my ass. Oh man, come on, man. You're going to really back out of the kids and all this shit. It's like, hell yeah, I am. Yes. It's actually, I wasn't turning my back on the kids. I was turning my back on the system that's fucking broken. Let's be honest. The public education system in this country is shit, right? It needs to be destroyed. And I hope to be the person to do that, right? I'm going to try to build myself up, right? That's a big dream I have, you guys. Big fucking dream. You want me to share a big fucking dream is I want to be the fucking revolutionary fucking person that when we look back on 100 years, it's going to be the drunk motherfuckers, the guy that destroyed fucking the bullshit public education system and rebuilt it in a way that truly identifies gifts and talents from these little tiny humans, and then fans the flame of that and teaches them to thrive and grow in their gifted area, not memorizing a bunch of bullshit, man, for a test so that we can somehow feel good about ourselves. The system's fucked. The system is fucked. And that's why I rolled out, because I knew that showing up to a classroom with 28 kids every day, super admirable, very much of a servant's heart to be there every day. And I know I made a huge impact in my class those 2 years. Huge impact. Those kids will probably never forget this motherfucker. I was the coolest fucking teacher in town, trust me. Anybody want to argue that fact? Let's go. I know I was the fucking coolest teacher. They loved me because I did it different. And the sad thing is I had to do it different because my assessment of the situation at hand, you guys, was almost every fucking kid in that classroom was experiencing real-time fucking trauma. So I was like able to go in this time machine and realize, whoa, this is how I probably was as a little kid. No wonder I couldn't fucking figure some shit out. No wonder I got stressed out. And in 5th grade, I was a kid in 5th grade. One of the funny stories is, I was a 4th and 5th grade teacher. I remember in 5th grade, I got 3 Fs on my report card. And back in the day, they used to give us the little fold cardboard type report cards, and your parents had to sign them. And man, I was so scared. I fucking hid that report card for like a month. And I tried to change, I tried to do the old F to an A. So when my mom finally got the call from the school, hey, Miss Scargo, we never got your Greg's report card back. Have you seen it? And she was like, no, actually, I haven't. So I had to cough that fucker up, and I had 3 Fs, man. 3 fucking Fs. And I was scared, man. I was like, gosh, shit. But it's funny that I then became a 5th grade teacher, right? So to have that story, long story short, I turned it around, I turned around my year. I buckled down, but what led to me getting those 3 Fs? It was because I had some shit going on in that time, right? And as a kid, it's hard to concentrate, right? When we're afraid, when we don't feel safe inside our own bodies. And then we're distracted. And a lot of times educators have a hard time connecting as to why. Why is this important? Why is this going to benefit you in your later life? A lot of these kids are curious as to like, well, what is this about? We don't really, and it's sad because we're not really even evaluating strengths. And I think even at the community college, I had to mentor and coach adults in having to do career adjustments, right? Career shifts. And that's why it's like, I come to you guys, not just talking shit. Like I'm coming with you guys with experience, professional experience, truly helping people transform their lives, take on a new chapter and a new course in life. And I'm someone, I did that myself, right? Having lost my businesses, I used all the talents I had, but I went back to school under a program in the VA, vocational rehabilitation, which is meant to do what? It's meant to retrain me in a new skill so that I can then go and work in a focused area that aligns with my interests. And I think if some of you, I'm going to talk professional development right now, and I'm talking about careers, I'll try and put up a link on my page because there are some free career interest assessments. And I was talking to my kids yesterday, and it's like, I'm like, shit, my son should probably take that. My daughter, they should probably take that, because when I'm talking to them, about what do they want to do, they don't always have the clearest answers, or they're scared to say, I want to be a YouTuber or whatever. There's all this, like a gamer. I mean, we adults could laugh at that shit as a real career opportunity, but at the end of the day, there's more fucking kids under 18 making $1 million just fucking around on YouTube and video games all day than ever before. So there actually is a viable fucking marketplace for motherfuckers to be on YouTube and playing video games all day, where they can make a hell of a lot more than most of us have some of our life, right? And so the career interest assessment, it was something that I made every fucking veteran that came through my door. I don't care if they were so crystal clear. I would always challenge motherfuckers, and I pissed some people off. Like I remember I had this one Marine, really good friend of mine, and I'm coming from a Navy hospital corpsman background, serving with the Marines, and I'm over here talking to a Marine that was artillery and all this shit. And he came in my office one day and was saying, hey doc, I want to be a nurse. And I'm like, really? Okay, man, that sounds cool. Why do you want to be a nurse? Oh, well, my family's kind of telling me that's where I can make money. I can make good money there. It's a good career. And I'm like, yeah, but why do you want to be a fucking nurse? And the bottom line is the guy didn't want to be a nurse. He was just listening to everyone else's suggestion for what he could do to make money. And if you're in that situation now, you find yourself in a career right now where you did it for the money. Trust me, on those worst fucking days, right, that paycheck ain't gonna mean shit, especially if you're a fucking nurse, because on your worst day, you're gonna have to show up on someone's absolute worst day because they're fucking sick in the hospital, right? And that fucking paycheck's about the last thing that's going to be motivating you to get out of bed and go and show up for someone else when you're having your fucking real life shit. So the powerful thing with the career interest assessment, and I'll definitely post this up for you guys, is it really does. It looks at all your interests. It's like a little assessment. You answer all these little questions. And at the end, it gives you an analysis. It gives you like 2 or 3 different career fields that align with the interests that you just naturally have. And what's cool is like if something pops up that's like culinary related, well, it doesn't just tell you to go be a chef. Like there's all these other little tentacles of areas that you could work in that would still align so that it's not so black and white as to like one specific career. There's all these other opportunities that maybe you don't even realize are possible, that are a possibility. And I look to our kids, I'm like, why the fuck don't we do this with our kids? Why isn't education this way with our kids, where we're actually assessing their interests and their gifts and their talents, and then plugging them, and those kids, we're plugging them into programs, academically speaking, that are going to develop and bring that shit out of them naturally, organically, where it just totally aligns with their gifts, their talents, and even their modalities of learning, how they learn. Not everybody can sit there and have a motherfucking just lecture for fucking hours on end, right? Death by PowerPoint. Some people need to have tactile and touch things and interact, right? Some people need to see things demonstrated visually, right? And so we all have different ways of learning. And that's what I hate about our public education system, is it's one size fits all. And there ain't no motherfucking 2 people that are alike. So we set these kids up for failure. And it's a broken system, just like so many other things, you guys. Everything's busted right now. Everything. You think our government's a fucking solid system? Healthcare's a solid system, right? Education, is that a solid fucking system in this country? Fuck no, this shit's busted, man. All of these systems are broken, and they're not doing us any good. The only thing they're doing is robbing us of our fucking wealth as a country, man. Because we just keep throwing money and money and more money at bullshit that doesn't give us the outcomes. Right? We're not solving the real issues because we're afraid to do what? Start over. And the people that have the power and are controlling the money, man, that's a dirty fucking game they're playing. Dirty fucking game. But y'all keep going back to it. And you want it to be that sense of normalcy, because it gives you a sense that everything is okay in this world, and it's not. It's not. You ain't in the fucking dirt. If you think that things are okay, that if people could just change their attitudes, right? If the masses of society, right, the populace of this country and this world would just change their attitude and be loving and more kind, that somehow the system would change. Fuck no. The motherfuckers that got the power and the control, they ain't going to give that shit up easy. They ain't going to just say, here you go. I experienced that running for city council 2 times, right? Anybody ever thought about running for politics? If you've ever thought about running for politics, do yourself a fucking favor. Go run for fucking something. Quit being fucking scared. You don't want to go the rest of your life regretting not at least trying something. Just try it. And even if you don't succeed, you can at least rest easy saying, hey, I tried it, and it's gonna wake your ass up as to what the fuck's really going on out there. But yet we'll sit there and we'll just fucking we turn to a lot of bad habits, right, to get us through those tough days and those less desirable situations that we've put ourselves into. That's one thing about this country is excuse me, is we have the freedom to do what we want up until a certain extent. But you have the power of choice today, and you can choose a lot of different things. And those choices can truly amount to some major change in your life. You can just choose to have a fucking positive attitude wherever you're going today. You can choose to not continue to project all this fucking despair and strife on your feed from social media, right? You can choose whether or not you're going to actually start changing some things up so that you can start feeling better about yourself, knowing that you're not giving it your all. You can choose today to really start saying, you know what, I have thought about going back to school, but I'm old. I don't have time for it. That's all bullshit, man. There's online classes. There's programs all over the country that you can sign up for online. There's scholarships. I don't have the money to go back to school. There's scholarships all over the fucking place. If there's a will, if you truly have a fucking desire to do something, ain't nothing gonna stop you. But it's getting to that point of busting through the fucking fear that's holding you back, saying, instead of saying, there's no way, I can't do it, why don't you say it's possible? Whatever it is that you are thinking about doing, no matter how difficult, challenging, or far off it seems, I can tell you that it's still possible. No matter your circumstance right now, it is possible for you to go ahead and start along that journey. But every day that goes by that you haven't taken action on it, you can't have that back. And every one of those days that you guys choose to not do anything to move you closer to your goals, right, is a day lost. And it's like all these days fucking add up. This 10 years, right? It's looking back on it, it's like, holy shit, that's a lot of time, you know? At the end of the day, that would be 3,650 days. 3,650 days is how many days by the time I hit my 10-year sobriety that I'm going to say that I've chosen not to drink, right? But when I was on day one, hour one, do you think I could have thought about what it would be like in fucking 10 years of sobriety? Fuck no, I couldn't even get through. I wanted to get through the first 24 fucking hours. And guess what? Once I proved to myself I could get through 24 hours, I duplicated. I said, I'm going to go for another 24 hours. And that's like kind of the AA program. It's just one day at a time, man. Don't get so overwhelmed by saying, here's where I want to be in 10 years. Some of y'all have sold yourselves out when it does come to education, right? Because life hits you in the fucking chin. And you're like, oh, I ain't getting up from that. I better just settle for this fucking job. And that's bullshit. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what your situation is, how many kids you have, how many jobs you're working. Right? You keep telling yourself you ain't got time, but how many fucking hours of Netflix are you truly watching every day? How much time are you spending fucking scrolling on social media? Go watch that documentary, Social Dilemma. Right? That would be a really good use of like a couple hours of your time to watch the Social Dilemma, to realize how fucking rigged all this shit is. And it's all meant to be a distraction, right? It's meant to take you off of your fucking drive, your ambition, right? It's meant to diminish your ambition, to get overwhelmed by what every other motherfucker's doing. Because again, comparison is the thief of joy. And the more that you sit there and scroll and see what other people are doing that you aren't, right? That fucking kills your self-esteem, because you're over there, you're comparing yourself. Whether you think so or not, you're comparing yourself. Unless you can get to a place where now you see people successful, brand new car, going on vacation, right? Looking their best. And you can celebrate that. But it takes someone that's actually starting to engage and seeing some results in their own life for you to become a person that cheers people on and celebrates other people's successes, to where you don't have to compare yourself, right? You can use that as a measure to say, wow, heck yeah, that's so amazing, right? Because it's not a scarcity. I believe in the universal place of abundance, that for me to be successful, you don't have to lose. For you to be successful, that person that you're envying, that person that you're jealous of, they don't have to lose their success for you to gain yours. But because that's a loser's mentality. If you feel that for you to get to where you want to be, the person that you're keeping your eye on, right? You're watching them, you're seeing all that shit, and you're fucking jealous as fuck, right? They don't have to fucking be destroyed and lose everything for you to gain your fucking success. And if that's how you got to check your thoughts, because some of you do fucking think that way, and it's sick. And I'm saying that because I was there, right? I was comparing, especially when I lost everything, right? I sat there and just said, fuck, man, I beat myself up, saying there's no way I'm ever going to get back. Well, guess what? I'm back, motherfuckers. Better than ever, right? That's the transformation. I'm back better than fucking ever. And I was a bad motherfucker back in the day, right? Most athletic fucking kid in town when I was growing up. Fastest fucking kid for sure, right? And there were some bad motherfuckers that I grew up with. But I'm better now than I ever was then. That 20-year-old motherfucking drunk motherfucker, he didn't know shit. This man right here, he's been through all that. That resilience, right? That's that thing about resilience, is holy shit. What does it take for someone to compliment you and say, hey man, you're a resilient motherfucker? You know what that takes, man? That takes some perseverance, some endurance, right? Picking yourself up, going to the fucking gym at night when it's a blizzard outside, making all them fucking excuses, telling that little bitch voice to shut the fuck up, right? Shut the fuck up. You don't want me to get there. Why the fuck, man? Why are we programmed like that, where we hold ourselves back, right? And it all goes back to our trauma. It all goes back to our trauma, to the shit people spoke over us. I remember I had this one guy. I grew up very athletic, to where I already had I was really gifted at pitching and baseball. And so one of my coaches brought in this minor league professional to give me to do some practices with and work on, learning some new pitches and developing that skill. And I remember this semi-pro fucking guy was like, dude, your arm's going to make you some money, man. You're gifted at doing what you did. Well, I remember I was probably struggling. It was in junior high. I was struggling I think it was a history class. And this male teacher, right, that I knew his kids, he had children that were about my age, but he was probably someone that I just looked up to, right? Because I'm a young kid and he's a man, and, he presented himself like he was, a pretty masculine type male. And I remember one time I was probably just flunking out of his class or whatever. I wasn't doing well. And he held me back after school, and we kind of had this heart-to-heart talk, about, what were my goals and dreams. And I told him I want to be an athlete. And the guy looked me in the face like, dude, you ain't going to be no fucking athlete. You ain't good enough for that shit. You don't realize that? And man, that dude crushed me, you guys, crushed me. Right. And, the power of an adult's, especially that's an authority, or someone that's either a teacher, a family member, right, that you have exposure to as a child, man. when someone gives you their insecurities, right? Because maybe he wanted to be an athlete when he was a kid and he had to settle somewhere along the lines. So he took the liberty to fucking shoot me down in my fucking dreams at 7th grade, 12 years old. This motherfucker's shooting down my dreams already. That's some bullshit. But the fact that I still remember that conversation when I can easily have forgotten a lot of others, it tells me how significant that moment was. And it's hard for you to really assess the impact of these conversations and then how that shit plays out in our fucking subconscious thinking, you guys. That's why I'm trying to tell you, the journaling, you got to become writers, right? And a lot of us don't like to write. We hated fucking English, right? We barely got through fucking school. So we hate to fucking write. It's a pain. But some of these skills do matter. You writing down your fucking story of what it is you've been through, give it some new meaning. If it's a tragic story, I've told you guys, a lot of my life story is a sad story. I've had so much fucking loss, so much heartache, so much fucking pain. But that's what gets me to be resilient, to not fucking give up. And the shit that I used to be most scared of is now the thing that gets me going every fucking day, man. We're going. Putting in that work, wanting to feel strong, right? To feel great about myself. And I got to pick myself up, but I've had to give those things new meaning. Those things that were spoken over me. And in doing that, I can now move forward in life. Hope I'm not getting sick, man. I'm only sneezing. But I've appreciated this conversation, and I love observing humans. I don't do it with judgment. I think we all can be judgmental. I now have the ability to just see people as suffering, right? We put out things, we project shit into the world, and it's very telling of where we truly are. And the stuff I'm talking about is not those of you that are really grabbing a hold of this message and then trying to reproject the positivity, right? The grit, the like, come on, man, let's go. I'm gonna be a little shining light in the circle of influence I have on social media, right? I'm gonna take some of this motivation from this guy, and I'm gonna share some of that attitude of gratitude and just put it out there. And I see you guys doing that, and that's so encouraging to know that you are putting out positivity in this world, right? And some of it's like joking, like, but we're funny people. We put out these things, we see these memes that are so fucking limiting, right? Especially the ones that are like, oh, make sure you hide all your shit so people don't judge you or they don't truly know who you are and stuff. And there's so much insecurity in that, right? Because hiding all your shit, you're not really hiding it from other people, you're hiding it from yourself. And that's what I did for a lot of years. I was hiding the truth. I was hiding this. I wanted nothing more than for the rest of my life to hide that fucking picture right there. I never wanted that picture to exist. And yet it did. It did exist. And yet all I wanted to do was hide from it. And the more that I try to hide from it, the more that it would just kind of pop up in different ways. And it really took me accepting myself completely. And that is all about what? Total ownership of my life. I had to say, you know what? No matter what the circumstances were that led to me getting here, to hitting that fucking rock bottom in life, there's two things. One, I will not be defined by my past. You can choose to define me however you want. Me, I will not be defined. I will not define myself by my past mistakes. That doesn't mean that I'm just going to make believe my mistakes didn't exist, because they're fucking there. But there's a right way and a wrong way to deal with mistakes. The wrong way to deal with mistakes is to run away from them and then hide them and act as if they never happened. And the right way to deal with them is when this shit went down, is I went and fucking sought forgiveness. I had to go out and, change the story. I had to go and seek forgiveness. I had to fucking take shit serious. That's why I gave up alcohol. I had to end my relationship, the thing that was causing me more pain and hurting those people I cared about, right? And that doesn't mean that when I gave up alcohol that everything got fucking rosy and cheery. No, it's been a journey of self-discovery and healing the trauma. Because was it really like what caused me at like 15 years old to become the drunk motherfucker, to be an alcoholic at 15 years old? And I never changed that behavior until I fucking hit rock bottom, you guys. What caused that? Well, guess what? It wasn't just that, it's not that we just have addictive fucking behaviors. No, what we have is we have fucking some kind of pain and discomfort emotionally, psychologically inside of us that for whatever reason, when we get exposed to substances, whether it's drugs, alcohol, whatever it is, that there's something about it that it gives us a relief from it. It gives us a little bit of a reprieve from the pain and suffering. And we don't even realize that that's what it's doing at the time. We just think, oh, this is just, I just like being social and hanging out with people, but it's not really that. If everyone that you were being social with got real and just opened up about all the fucking shit they've been through, it probably would be like, boom, there's your head pops is like, wow, we have been through so much fucking trauma that the reason why we're coming here is the law of attraction, right? We're all hurting people and we've all found something common to help us numb the pain of our past. And even if it's causing us more pain, it's in the moment when we're totally checked out and we're inebriated by this substance, that alone is enough for a lot of us to keep going back, because we don't know how else to fix and to heal the fucking shit we're dealing with. That this just gives us a little bit of a fucking reprieve from the pain. It numbs it just enough. And even though it can create more fucking pain, we don't have any other tools. No one's talking about this shit. Trauma, it's barely just starting to become a thing. And I'm grateful that I'm seeing more and more and more people start to talk about it, start to talk about how it impacts us. But yet I still feel that, man, we still have a lot of conversations to have to really make it a common place where people from the earliest ages can really start transforming and healing the trauma. And I got to see that as a teacher. I got to see it real time. And that's what really was me looking in the mirror, seeing these children show up to class and just see that there's no way. These kids are in no fucking mental state of mind to absorb and to learn. Like, learning takes a lot. It takes a lot of mental focus, a lot of mental energy to be able to focus in on something long enough to learn it and develop the skills and really give, especially like math and writing, right? If your fucking thoughts and your mind is all disorganized because you don't feel safe, because you've been violated, right? Because you're being belittled and abused and all this shit as a little kid, there's no fucking way you're ready to learn. But we got these administrators fucking marching through the classrooms expecting all this bullshit to take place. And it's like, man, these kids can't even fucking think straight. So we're going to spend all fucking day trying to figure out how to organize some of our thoughts. And with my kids, I would spend a lot of time with them journaling. You guys, I started implementing daily journaling, and I would give them a very open-ended question. And it was so sad as to how the lack of imagination that these children had. I remember being a kid and like, I wasn't always the best reader, but I grew up with reading Rainbow and fucking all that shit. And I used to like, reading books and stories and fantasy and far off lands and all this stuff, man. It would really just, I don't know. It was like going on a little adventure and a journey when you'd read a book that took you to a different place. And it's sad because these kids nowadays, they don't care about that shit. They have way too much shit online that's so fucking hyper stimulating that sitting there and reading a book is just, they don't want to do it. And even the digital books, they don't want to do it. they have no drive to really get in there. There's only a few kids that I had in my classes that really like to engage in reading. And that's a sad thing. And so when I would pose these journaling questions, like it would, a lot of them would be challenged to really use their imagination to create something, because they're already being programmed about right and versus wrong, right or wrong, answering the questions right. And they don't realize that their minds can, that, and when you're free writing, it's all about how you feel. It's about your thoughts. It's about honoring your own intelligence, honoring your own thoughts, and that there's not a wrong answer. It took me a long time, you guys, to even just convey the message and to teach the message to children that when I'm asking them to journal, there's no wrong answer. They can write anything. They can write about any fucking thing. And I would at least give them a subject or some sort of a direction, but they could fill in the blanks, and they struggled with it because it takes imagination. And they're like, nowadays they're so fucking force fed with all the digital content out there that to sit there and actually try and imagine shit is a challenge for a lot of kids. And a lot of it has to do with the fact that there's a lot of trauma. And guess what? That message in talking about kids, we're no different. You're no different. I wish it was different, but it's not. And so you're sitting there right now today, and you can maybe hear and relate to some of these stories about children, but trust me, you're in that same boat, right? You're limiting your imagination for what your future can be, because you're basing it only on what? Your past and your present. Your past is what most of your day is going to be about. Today is going to literally be a construct of what the fuck your past was made up of. And you have a choice to either give your past new meaning, accept it, heal from it, process the feelings, right? That's all your feelings want, man. That's all those emotions want, is for you to just sit there with them, right? And to just allow them to be, right? Give them a space to be. Give yourself the opportunity to break down, man. If you need to break down and cry today because you're overwhelmed, go break down and cry. Like, that's okay. It's so fucking healing. Go to a private place, go in your vehicle, go in your room, go in your fucking closet, wherever you need to go. Jump under all the blankets in the bed and just go fucking break down. Just let all of that emotion come out, man. Scream, yell, fucking whatever you need to do. Beat your fucking chest. Don't punch a hole in the wall. You probably fucking hurt yourself. But some of y'all just need to fucking release some fucking anger and some frustration and some rage, right? You just need to let that shit out, man. Unleash it. And know that it's okay to do that. You ain't a fucking weirdo. You're not crazy. You've been through a lot of shit. And if you keep holding it in, man, it's fucking with you. And it's like, if you can just sit there and just let it go, just open up the fucking valve of whatever it's inside of you. Sadness, being afraid, being scared, being fucking just overwhelmed. Just fucking open up the valves, open up the dam, and let all that shit come out, and just let it process. Just let it come out. Maybe it takes you an hour to fucking calm down. Maybe it takes 5 minutes. But just sit there in it. And just know that it's okay. It's okay. And that it's going to be okay. That every day you get a choice. And we're so fucking hard on ourselves. We hold all this shit in. We got to be tough. We got to put out this tough exterior. And I think you guys are realizing that. And I hope it's something I'm modeling and demonstrating, is that I'm a tough motherfucker. I think you get that. And that's authentic, right? This is some real fucking masculinity, because what you see is the balance of the toughness, right? I'm a fucking fighter. I'm a warrior, right? I will take your ass fucking down. I don't care how big and bad you are. I ain't afraid of you. But I'm also someone that can open up and be very vulnerable in that same moment and be very transparent. Be very in touch with my feelings and my emotions, right? And I can break down and cry. right? I have those moments, and it's okay to fucking feel that way. And it's like, in doing that, it really connects, it connects us with the child inside of us, the child that's was terrorized, the child that was born into this world and didn't feel safe. And some of you, you know, you find your comfort in your faith, and that's an amazing thing, right? If that's where you find your peace and your comfort, right? Your mental solitude, great. To me, that's still very externalized. To me, I want to feel safe and secure within myself, like fully. And, you know, in my therapy session yesterday, my therapist gave me that compliment. She's like, you sound very clear in your intentions, like the things you're talking through, the things that you're working on that are going down. And there's some big shit going down. You know, I'll try and share more with you guys. I got some things need to finalize this week, but there's some huge transformation, some huge shit happening in my life. And it wouldn't have happened if some other things didn't happen, right? Because one bad thing can really actually be the best thing in your life, just like this, the drunk motherfucker, right? One bad thing, like, you know, something as terrible as getting divorced, right, has really turned into one of the best things, right? Because it's made me have to step up and rediscover who I am. And it's like, I wouldn't be here doing this message now if I hadn't gone through that, because it really took me having to wake up and examine myself and push through my fucking progress and my healing even more, right? To truly figure out who the fuck I am. What do I love? What do I hate? What do I want and why? And those things are very fucking crystal clear in my mind right now. In my heart, I could write that shit down. I know what the fuck it is. If I was to have a conversation with you today and ask you, what are your top 3 goals in life? Do you have answers for those? What are your top 3 goals? That's your challenge for today. What are your top fucking 3 goals in life? Is it to get out of debt? Is it to travel the world, right? Is it to start a business? Is it to become a gazillionaire, right? What are your goals? Is it just to be a good parent, right? What is your top 3 goals? A lot of you probably don't even have goals established right now. And if you don't have goals established, don't beat yourself up, but continue showing up here. Help me. I will help to continue this message that will hopefully help you to develop those goals. If you need some help figuring out how to write down some goals, right, that are attainable, that are realistic, right, that are something that you can actually achieve so that you can build your self-confidence and trust with yourself, reach out to me. I mean, that's a big part of what I'm doing here as a life coach, is trying to help people reach their goals. Light that fire under your fucking ass so that you can turn the impossible into possible, right? If something you think is impossible today, trust me, someone out there, probably 80 fucking years old, is doing it, right? Someone out there has probably been through 10 times worse than you. And they're living the exact dream life that you want to live. Now, does that mean they have to lose for you to win? Fuck no. There's plenty to go around. It takes action, and it takes your commitment to being the best version of yourself today. Let's get after it, motherfuckers. Here we are. We're almost to the end of another fucking week. What are you going to do today to become better than you were yesterday? That's all it takes. Is start changing your fucking narrative. Ask for some help if you need it. I'm here for you. I believe in you, but you better stop with those fucking excuses, man. Excuses don't get you nowhere. Results kill